What's up, YouTube? It's your boy. I am Alex What, also known as King 77Z. My PSN. What's up? How y'all doing? I'm good. Survived last week. Yeah. No, I'm just joking. I came to a. Oh, let me get my book to talk about Ironheart once again because I said I was gonna talk to you guys about the fourth and the fifth episode. So here it is. I've written down some key notes we're gonna go over. As watching the fourth episode called Bad Magic, um, stuff happened. I'm just gonna focus on the make it main. If and when you hear motorcycles or big engines or fireworks going off, no, that's just rude ass people still popping off. Fireworks. It's over. July 4th is over with. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Ezekiel or Miggetti, whatever he was calling himself, but we're gonna call him Ezekiel Stain. That's his new name when he gets out. Spoiler alert. He gets arrested for yeah, what Riri left at the plant thing on the third episode, fighting with John when John was trying to kill her. Parker, aka the Hood's brother, played by Anthony Ramos, and yeah, because he's related to Obadiah Stane and have all of his technology stuff. They found it, took it. He's arrested. Um, um, Riri, she has the talk with her mom, and actually seeks help from her and everything. Riri and her mother go see Zelma and her mother um, about Parker's hoodie and she finds out that it's from a different realm. It's not from her Earth or whatever. Because Zelma, she's been doing some stuff on the side. And from what I've heard on YouTube, not a lot of people like Zelma's character. They think she's like the black version or 2.0 version of Velma, which I highly disagree with. You know, there are black girls out here who wear glasses and are smart. Trust me, I've seen them before. So yeah, but honestly, she seemed like a cool character to me. Seems to really be into magic and stuff of different realm and everything, which is cool. And then she mentioned stuff about how she had the chance to learn from Karmatage, but her mother she dropped out. her, her daughter mentioned it how her mother used to be a student of Karmatage and much more and everything like that. And they found out that it's from a different that the Parker said it's from a different realm, and to get it out because when Zelma she does something and she throws it at a mirror, it makes this circle sign, and it's obviously like really really evil or malice. You know, Zelma's mother tells her like, "I need you guys to leave instantly," and Riri's mom complains about, oh, how you manipulate me, you did this, you did that, and everything, yada yada yada. But could she honestly tell you? But whatever. Let's continue. um, my likes and dislikes. She sleeps in her suit at one point of the episode. I find it's very funny. I like and everything that she tells her mother and her stepbrother to wear like this watch she made. And the one thing I didn't like when Ezekiel Stain was in jail, Riri went to go visit him, and I didn't like the little joke she made about saying like, "Oh, guy, it's been your favorite color, khaki," and this was like referring something like as far as she, when he first met Riri's mother and everything, how he was wearing khaki and stuff, and I just like how and like how that went down, I didn't like what she said. But to continue on, Riri uses Joe Ezekiel's tech room after her talk with Ezekiel, and honestly, I ain't, if y'all don't like what I say next, I really don't care. I'm keeping a buck. I'm being honest. I agree with what Ezekiel said about how Riri is a lie, she lies, cheats, and manipulates people, which she did to her mother. And I think in that same episode 4, or the next one. But yeah, and you know, she's not a nice person from what I've learned. She's not a nice person. I'm not expecting her to be nice, but it's just like she came when a lot of people didn't expect her, and some will say didn't want her. Respectfully, I will say that. And yeah, but after her meeting with that, she goes to Ezekiel's tech room with Natalie, and tries to do everything that she can, does everything that she can to destroy the material, and she can't. Not through biological, not through ice, not through cold, not through a bomb, not through electricity. She can't do it. And she has she she sits down on the floor like while Natalie's just talking, and she says like, finally, I can't figure it out. Like I really can't figure it out, and I'm honestly glad that she does say that she can't figure something out for once, because you're not gonna figure everything out. And I'm not saying it's because of your age in the story, but you're not. But point that she does, we'll get to that later on. We'll get to that later on, and which I find kind of typical throughout the episode. She has another anxiety attack, and Riri tries to do her best to calm her down, take her to this scrapyard area or something, and gets Xavier over to where Riri's at. While that's all going on, Zeke breaks out of jail with Parker's crew, and without Reed. We don't know nothing about this. Like I said earlier, she having an anxiety attack. Natalie brings Xavier to where Riri is to talk to her, and hug things out. Star Trek type shit. I just noticed it, so yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Everybody's into that, but and then through all of that, Natalie introduces herself to Zay. And for those of you who have seen that part in the episode, Zay is not happy with Reed and how he manufactured, or as some people will say, manifested Natalie to be what she is. But at the end of the day, no matter how mad Xavier wants to be, all Natalie is just a reflection of Riri's own memories. So whether you like her or not, it is off of like from her. You know, you even though you um come to grasp and accept her being deleted from your world and everything, he goes off on her. So yeah, he walks off. He doesn't like what Natalie did. I'm sorry, I got something stuck in my mouth. Um, yeah, Xavier is upset, tries to leave, and Zay calls Nat, and it tells tells Riri to delete it. Natalie, it. She got hurt. She got hurt. Her chin was up here. Oh my god. Throws Riri. Um, Riri. Bruh, my god, what's that right? Oh yeah, and Hood wants to delete Riri because he now knows that she was the one that deleted John. When actuality, if and when you do watch that episode, I think it's episode 3. Yikes! Riri doesn't delete John, nor does Natalie. If we really gonna be technical about it, Natalie or Riri didn't delete John. Only like the door closing on itself from when Natalie left, and you can call that a form of deletion and everything, but is an AI and an iron suit, female iron suit, gonna really stand for trial? Let's keep it a buck. I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyways, but that's just me, being out there. Anyways, yeah, that's what happened in the fifth episode. I mean the fourth episode. Now on to the fifth. And I think it's called Karma's a Glitch. Did I write it down? Yeah, yeah. Karma's a Glitch. Um, Ezekiel Stain, he's now known as Zeke Stain, by the thanks of Parker, aka the Hood, played by Anthony Ramos. Natalie got caught over looking at memories. It was like in the beginning of the episode. And it's like, I don't feel sorry for you. I really don't. Like, knowing she shouldn't have been outside, thank you, over looking at some stuff. But she could do that at home, but oh, she needed her space. Oh my god. Whatever. Whatever. She got caught up. Slug and the crew, they wanted Hood. The Hood wanted Riri's head, and thinking catching the suit is catching Riri because she's always in there. Riri, not. Zelma with Riri, they're at the White Castle grubbing up some food while Zelma is explaining Dormammu to her. And most of you are like like OG triple OG MCU fan. Y'all know who Dormammu is. He's like one of the most evil, like I won't say devils, but like villains out there amongst the galaxy. Next to I won't say his name wrong, but Galactus. But like he up there, like one of the evil's needs, and that hood that Parker's wearing, I think, my personal opinion, he's being influenced by, if not Mephisto or, but I said Dormammu, and she talking about it to her and everything, and then after I'm sorry. It's just as some we were talking. Jeez. And Reese's like, he says for a second, for what? He's just like in a certain way, just he's talking like, sorry. Anyways, as they talk and everything, a fight breaks out. Jerry and Roz versus Riri fight. Riri, she's doing her thing, being smart, taking down these two guys now, girls, whatever. Really want to go there. Um, yeah. Eventually they get defeated. They Riri wraps them up in like the little watch that she was trying to give her relatives. Then Clown versus Riri fights. Yeah, they start going at it, trying to talk her down, but Clown's like, no, I'm done with the talking. Yeah, like I'm coming for your neck, type shit. But yeah, she was, but she also got defeated as well. Slug chased her with a van, but Natalie, she busts out of the van, um, and Riri, she gets into the suit and flips Slug in the whole car like by hitting it and throwing a F you middle finger to Slug while defeating him. So all four of them, Jerry, Roz, Clown, and Slug, were all defeated. And last person left was Zeke Stan, I believe. Riri and Nat argue, flies off. Yeah, yeah, Nat flies off. There was a sequence where Riri and Nat were arguing, and then Nat flies off by herself or something like that, or just disactivates, not works within the suits, and then yeah, as she's flying and trying to get back to Chi Town, the suit it stops working and everything. Like, oh, like it's not static and it ain't shocking anymore. But she gets hit down by Zeke Stan, and they have a little talk or something going on and everything. And he breaks her suit down and stuff and everything, and takes like her helmet part or everything, and he tells her to leave Chicago tonight, and nothing else will come upon you, like, and just like get out of here. Basically, he's like giving her he's giving her like that free out of jail card, even though he's also been wronged by Riri. So I'm kind of confused because you wouldn't have none of the powers or abilities if it wasn't for Parker the Hood, but you don't even do exactly what he told you to do. So like I'm not surprised what happens next. Uh yeah, what yes, to leave Chicago. Parker knows you're still here. So it's like I just don't kind of understand why he's helping her, but he does. And then, finally she gets it. Riri gets it. Riri understands that she has to fight magic with magic. You can't fight science or technology with magic. You gotta fight magic with magic. So yeah, and that's where she comes up with the suit and oh yeah, let me Parker. Oh yeah, Parker. He got into it with the crew, fired, let them go. Or I can't talk today. Let all of them go. Why? Because Clown, which looks like a clown, if I may say, decided to ask about Stewart, aka Rampage, of how did he die, how did he get deleted, were you a part of it or anything like that? And since The hood didn't want to answer the question, you know, let all of them go. Fired. You out. Bye. You can leave. You know, that happened. And when it came to the next day, there was this little sequence, and I actually enjoyed this, and I wrote this down because I want to say something about this. I don't feel sorry for Heather. I don't feel sorry for Heather or what kind of happened to her, but nothing really kind of happened to her because if she would have just left him alone and stopped talking about Zeke's father Obadiah, nothing would have happened to her. But nothing did. But I really wish something would have. But yeah. Um, and the next thing I put, which Saul, the hood got the Zeke. He has basic control of him because he helped him install all the stuff, but he does stuff with like having an advantage. Parker, aka the hood. And I wrote down that's what Zeke gets for um um freaking and messing around with the hood. Because at the end of the day, he could have just still did his time. There was another way he could have gotten out without Parker's help, but he insisted and he went revenge back on Riri, and we had the chance to delete her. He didn't take it, so it's just like, should I feel sorry for you when you had the chance to do what you do with Parker and you didn't take it? I mean, I'm just saying, you put yourself in that situation, you live with the consequences. The Magic and Nat, oh yeah, found out Parker's father didn't really give a damn about him. Treat his son. He said that he sees his son as a liability. Parker was only 12 years old. You know, and if I may say quickly, I don't see how you can say a child is a liability because that 12-year-old can't really do anything for yourself. It's not like you're 13 or 15, but yeah, he's a street thug. He felt like the only thing he could do was do bad things to get his dad's attention, you know. But yeah, but I kind of understand his story a little bit. But yeah, um, when the whole compilation with Magic and I'll say tech stuff was going on with Riri, Velma, Nat, and Xavier, London, and Riri's mom, with all of them. I thought that was cool. It was nice after Riri had after when before Riri had the yeah before after Riri had a talk with Xavier. Xavier being gifts of coffee for everybody except for London. um, yeah, even though he doesn't accept it, even though he doesn't like it, Riri said like this is like she's a part of my memories, like she is from me, even though you don't like it, like she here, can you like work along and this, and he says like, all right, I'll try to accept it, be cool, whatever we are. So yeah, but find out that when Velma was helping her with the magic and booting up the suit, powering it up, and Natalie already being part of it, magic and technology, basically, if you want to say it like that, can't coexist and compromise and work together. So the magic got through, but the technology didn't. So it didn't. The Riri's computer didn't get to back up Natalie. So yeah, left kind of cliffhanger. But which I kind of like. Maybe want to cut back and see more and everything of it. But yeah, and I found out some other information which I want to talk about too. I got like 4 extra minutes I could spend. I can see as far as anybody making reviews about this show, nobody really likes it. I mean, if you're a person out there and you like it, cool. Me, you heard my first two reviews. No, I don't really like the show that much, but I still do want to watch it. I do think there's some things that don't need to be involved. For one, LGBTQ plus. transgender stuff and non-binary stuff, because at the end of the day, unless a character is gay, like Loki and many others, I just don't want his his or her homosexuality, bisexuality, lesbianism, um, be focused around the whole show for me and for anybody else. You know, like, and I personally think if, in my opinion, if some gay people want to see gay superheroes or gay anti-heroes or this and that, create your own comics for it, because that's not what everybody wants to see. Respectfully. I've said that before on many other different brands and much more, and I still stand by that. Respectfully. You know, I don't think somebody's sexuality is, it should be pushing, the only thing pushing the story forward and everything, you know? And let me just make a little small talk as far as Riri. You know, she is a new character, made in 2016, canceled or not. It's the character that not a lot of people probably asked for or wanted and was expecting. Like, if and when she's a new character, cool, all right, but make it to where we like her, we should invest our time into her, but don't just make a series off her and think that people gonna like it. And just know that it's gonna be some critiques. Critiques gonna happen just like for every other show. Cause let's keep it a buck. Not everybody likes every Marvel show that's out there. Marvels, Echoes, of Secret Invasion, and much much more. So like, and I'm just naming shows off the top, you know. So this isn't the most bad or worst Marvel show out there. Let's first off say that. I just think that any DEI or woke agenda literally was literally were some of the reasons why it got, or main reasons why it got the show canceled for a second season. I mean, come on, you know? And there's some things that I've heard from other content creators and much more, that A-list actor, excuse me, that is going to play a villain in the show, whether it's Mephisto, I know it's not Dormammu, but for Mephisto is Sasha Baron Cohen, and he seems to be a very great actor. A lot of people don't think that he should be playing in this particular show just to grab somebody's attention, and I respectfully, I kind of agree with that, because Mephisto, Sasha Baron Cohen, he could have played in many other great Marvel TV shows. Luke Cage. A lot of people are waiting on another season for that show. Jessica Jones, one of my favorite shows. Um, Iron Fist. I don't know how it's gonna fit into that. Moon Knight. That could have been on there, and more down the list. But just to have him only in this show, if it's not for a really big reason that is referring to the MCU and pushing Earth 666 in this galaxy forward, what are we talking about? But that's just me, my opinion. And also, like I said earlier, about some information I found out, that Zelma's character is a new character that is added to Ironheart. I didn't even know this. I found this out through my little investigation I was doing before I made this video. Yeah, and not a lot of people have. That's where y'all heard my comments about Zelma being the white version of Velma, Velma 2.0. You know, because I've heard that on other content, other YouTube videos. Do I think that? Do I think she's a white version of Velma or white version of any character? No, I think she's similar to other black girls out there who are intelligent, smart, and do worry about and are curious about certain little things, whether it's anime, magic, or technology stuff and everything, there are some girls out there like that. You know, some black girls can relate. What I can't relate to is characters like Slug or Jerry or Roz and much, much more and everything. That's my only critiques. And many other few things. You know? Do I think the show came off flat, bland, dialogue was just you know, like the short little jokes was doing a little bit too much? Yes, I will respectfully say that. You know? But I do think that the money that Disney and Marvel have, helicopter. But I do think the money that Marvel and Disney Plus have, or Disney, they should be made on characters that they've already spent their money on. And I'm referring to as Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Moon Knight, or characters we already known of. Because yeah, I'm happy the fact that she's a black character who was made in 2016, but if she's not fitting into like the storyline, what are we talking about? You know, I'm not saying black girls don't want to see this or other people don't want to see this character, but if she's not having a story that's pushing it forward or developing her own story, because a lot of people reason why so many characters are loved, and we talk about far as Miss Invisible or Psylocke, Black Panther, Blade, and much more is because people have actually read their comments and liked their comments. No shade to Ironheart, Riri Williams, but like they got some skin in the game if you haven't heard, if and when you haven't heard that reference. But you know, and just because you somebody made a comic about you, oh, hey, I'm here. Not everybody's gonna pay attention to you. And I think this is what this show Ironheart is. Just because you put an A-list star or S-rank star in here, male or female, everybody's gonna pay attention to it. No, make good content, make good dialogue, make good like have good writers who are actually doing it, should be doing their job and make good content. You know, because let's be honest, majority of the Marvel movies that have been coming out haven't been too hot. Besides the one Deadpool and the Wolverine one, and having Blade in there. You know, so I'm just saying. I'm gonna keep. There's only like one more episode left to go, so probably tomorrow I'll watch it and make the video a little bit more earlier. You know, since it's the last episode, and then you know look up information about like what it's all detailing and how it plays into a bigger plot. You know, but I think also if and when they're not really trying to make a real material where people can not only like just relate to her, but build her like a story from now and the movies that are gonna come out where Riri Williams is gonna be available and be seen in 2026 and 2027. How is she gonna be a character that a lot of people are gonna like and gonna be interested to see and root for her in the fights? You know, and I don't care about her being nice. Trust me, not all black girls, brown skin or dark skin, are nice. Let's keep it a buck. But at the end of the day, is she gonna make me interested in her? Because respectfully, I'm not that interested in her. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna be honest. But hopefully, this last episode, it'll do well. You know, and the other things they set her up for. But if y'all gonna make a new character in the 20 teens era, make sure it's something that people are interested to see and not insulting her predecessors who just said before her, and not it's like, oh, I'm a genius, I'm gonna make a suit just because I want to. Okay, who gonna care about you? Who gonna like you? Not. But I'm just saying that's my review when it comes to the fourth and the fifth episode of Ironheart TV series. Make sure you guys give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll definitely upload some more storm videos and more gaming content. But stay tuned. Make sure like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll check you guys out next time. Weird Squad.